And once again, we're doing that mic check thing. Let's try that one more time because Twitch was muted. Okay, I'm sounding good. And now YouTube was muted too. I can't win. The scuff will follow me everywhere. Okay, welcome to the stream. This is NoC is Gaming, and I am NoC. And I'm getting started really late tonight because I had to go grocery shopping, and then I crashed out hard, and then I had to cook food, and now food's done, and I'm ready to stream. And I was getting ready to game and figure what am I going to do for a couple hours. Then I saw there's a new Genshin Impact special program for version 5.7, and I said, hey, I did one of these in a reaction video a little while back, so let's try this again and see how well I do. I mean, the worst thing that'll happen is they will nuke my channels, wipe me from the face of existence, and never allow me to stream again. Plus, they'll come to my house, they'll paint it garish colors, short sheet my bed, put cellophane over my toilet, rearrange my furniture, and trade out all of my really cool and nifty cooking gear for some crap that they bought at a 5 and 10 store. So, yeah. So, nothing to lose, nothing to lose. All right, so for the first couple minutes, I'm going to be playing it. I may be backtracking on it because I want to make sure the sound is coming through okay, but not too loud. Like with all reaction videos, we'll be trying to do some pausing and talking about what we're seeing, what I'm seeing here, some ideas and things like that. I am, of course, scattered on my Genshin lore. I am just halfway through Leeway. I've entered the chasm. I haven't gone, east or west yet. Though I did touch upon what Sumir, I think it is, or Summer, however it's pronounced. But that's about it. So I'm really far behind about what's going on and what's supposed to happen. So, but let's find out. So it's all big spoilers for me and everything. So this is the Genshin Impact version 5.7 special program on the Genshin Impact YouTube channel. Let's see what happens. Here we go.
まさに滅びの災いと呼ぶにふさわしいわ。終わりなき苦痛と消えることのない呪い。だからよそ者なんて信用するなって言ったんじゃないか。そして救世主の誕生。運命の初期はついに役目を果たしたの。
アビス教団の名は知ってたが、これほど大規模で広範囲な動きを見せるのは初めてだ。まるでナタ相手に戦争を仕掛けようとしているような。宇宙船スリープポット？まさかお前がテイラットに来た時に乗ってた宇宙船のことか？
この数ヶ月の間で42の星が消えた。何者かがずうずうしくもこの世界から吸い取っているのだ。
災いはいつか必ず訪れる。みんなもそう言ってるわ。彼女。
Wow. See, this is what happens when it takes me a long time to get through a game. And it's just like Doomsday is coming up already. It seems like almost they're bringing the game to a finale, and I'm like still way back here. And everyone's like, "Go for it! You got to get up there close. Just got to get up there, do everything." And I was just like, "But I just want to chill and enjoy the game." So let's get back to the cinematic here, with lots of foreboding and foreshadowing.
彼女の存在を無視し続けたらいつか本当に彼女の声が聞こえなくなってしまうからね。
すぐそこにいるじゃない。
お前の魂は欠けていて、傷口にはアビスに侵食された跡が見られる。アビスの力の使い方を学ぶつもり。 私が代わりに調べるしかない。
Oh, new character.
無に帰せ。この手に烈空星々よ静かに眠れ。
Wait, another star goes out?
はじめまして、私はダリア、セピロス教会の女祭で風神バルバトスの伝道師です。
Okay, somebody showed me a picture of him, and Herald of Barbatos, but as far as I know, Barbatos is no longer an Archon. He's out of juice. So of course, unless I'm like way behind and everything's hopped up. So that's the trouble with me looking at all this dooming foreshadowing. I mean, the Natlan one was easy. It's like, hey, look at all the cool things going on here. It's like, okay, this is like thus far on Genshin Impact. And I'm like, wait, what? Okay. So yeah, but someone showed me a picture of this, and this guy might be evil. I mean, he's got the devil horns up there. Yeah, they might say that's a Neko crown, but you know, oh my god. He plays the card game.
面白くなってきた。
Oh, I guess it's more like a
風
crown.
神様のお告げです。
私の夜はここで終わる。だがお前の旅はまだまだ続く。
お前は私の師匠極悪鬼スルトロッチを知っているのだろう。
戦線は総崩れだ。
真っ向の剣ダインスレイブ。これがお前の望んだことか。
Oh,
お兄ちゃん
Dane
はい
slips
つ
back.
も
Okay. All right, you know, this is like, I'm like, damn, all this is going on. I'm so far behind. You know, it just kind of makes me want to pound my way through the game and just like forget enjoying it and just like catch up to the storyline. That's not fair. I wanted to play something chill. Damn. I mean, so far the story's like it is definitely reaching some sort of crescendo here. You know, there's our guy, the anime protagonist right there. Look at that. He's finally reached that cold, determined look that I always said he had. There he is, that 1,000-yard stare.
運命を変えようとしてる。でも今回は何としても止めてみせる。
よくやったスカーク。今回も生き残れたか。
今もなお運命の食器は動いているのか。
なぜお前が鈍性のクジラの権能を持っている。
Narwhal!
経緯などとうの昔に消え去った。貴様の傲慢さと邪悪さに気づいた時にな。
500年前にお兄
Oh, time travel. So the sister's around. Cool. Good. But I have a feeling from things that NPCs were saying in Natland that there was already an abyssal battle and I've missed it. I'll have to find it later on once I catch up. So either that or the abyssal battle happened in Natland and it's the culmination, because it looks like we're going over to Island Nation and then we're got to go over to Sumer, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4 Natland, and then have we reached Shinazi yet? I don't know. I am so far out of the loop. But it looks so cool. It looks cool. It's very cinematic. No wonder why they hook so many people into this game. It's just like, be part of the story. Be part. I mean, so far I've always liked this. I've always liked this. When I was very big into anime back in back in the 80s when I was young and stuff. And you'd see these previews for all these anime OVAs. That's the way they used to do it. You would have some series, but the series were like really long running series, like Hokuto no Ken, Dragon Ball, not Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball, things like that. Things for like hundreds of episodes, Gundam, you know. But then they would come out with these OVAs or OAVs, depending on which way you wrote them, original animated video or original video animation, and they'd have these preview cut promotions for them, you know, just cutting out the most dramatic, cutting in the most dramatic parts, and having non in movie dialogue, you know, the voice actors, you know, talking about how dangerous and how horrible and how, you know, trying and struggling and how, you know, what they want to reach and things like that. And it's just like, it really, really, you know, the good ones really hooked you in. I mean, that's how I got into Golf Force, you know, and picked up all the OVAs for Golf Force, because I kept seeing all these, like, these little cuts for Golf Force going on. I'm going, what's going on here? You know, I want to see this, you know, what's going on? I went out and, like, you know, got the bootleg VHS tapes, you know, little place down in the local Japan town. They'd get the laser discs and they'd transfer them over to some very high quality VHS, you know, and I'd, you know, watch it 20, 30, 40, 50 times. And then finally it'd start to give out and you go down and you get another one, because there wasn't a lot of anime that you could get your hands on. It was very difficult back in the 80s and the 90s. And then some companies started importing it, and they just did a terrible job of it. But that's an entirely different story. Let's get back to this. Let's get back to this.
ちゃんと再会する機会を逃すわけにはいかないから。
いずれ本物の宇宙に帰るだろう。
旅の終点で二人の新たな始まりが待ってる。
All right, time travel. I love time travel. I still love time travel. If it's done well, if it's written well, I love a good time travel story, especially with time travel paradox, time travel causality, and repercussion causality, placing pretty much a poor example of that would be Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, where they're setting up things to happen in their time by taking care of it in the future to go back, you know, so that way they can break all the most historic dudes out of jail and get them to the school on time. So, but you know, a good one is a complete. It's like a chess game. It's more like Go, I think, where you put moves and counter moves to the counter moves and stuff like that. And you have things all collapse, interacting, counteracting, removing, replacing, enhancing, until it boils all down to one singular outcome. You know, that, you know, produces in the now. So, all right, I'm hyped up for this. I want to see how well they write this. And look, Eye Patch Man is back. So, I'm excited. I want to see this. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm so far away from this, but I'm excited. Oh. Redemption code. Redemption code. Time to write the redemption code down. Doo-da, doo-da. Please, a blank piece of paper. That's all I'm asking for. Have I no blank pieces of paper in my notepad here? Have I written down so many notes on building things in Minecraft that I don't know? Okay, let's write this down. Capital M-A-S-T-E-R. Capital S-K-I-R-K. 0618. Okay, cool. All right. I have until the 9th. Okay, good. That means after we do this, I'm going to go hit me some redemption codes. Okay, what do we get? Okay. All right, cool. Free character would have been nice, much better. But hey, you know, I don't chaff at free things. So cool. So yes, redemption code. Redemption code. I missed the last redemption code because I think there was a 5.6 and I completely missed it. I was just like spaced and blawed out. So she looks interesting. She looks cool. She'll probably be very hard to get. Entirely new element, void, I guess, or the abyssal power. That's what my guess is. We're doing the long pause here, so that way, nice music, you know, it's kind of chill 80s lounge music is what it kind of gets me, you know, kind of, you know, high end lounge. We're not talking some velvet lounge in Vegas. We're talking about one of those lounges that are like up at the top of the skyscraper.
Hello, travelers! Welcome to the Genshin Impact version 5.7 special program. I am Aileen Mythen, the voice of Dahlia, and hosting with me today we have...
Hey everyone, I'm Kat Pratano, rhymes with Capitano, the voice of Child's Master, Skirk.
And I'm Katiana Sarkissian, the voice of the Pyro Archon herself, Malika.
Yeah, well, after seeing that trailer, this version seems absolutely stacked. We're getting the next installment of the Twins quest in this version. Woo, 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 woo. Yippee!
Cool.
And?
Yay! Yeah, okay, that's cool. All right, so I'm guessing that the twins, you know, because the last thing I did, I was with, you know, I met Dansloff in a tavern, and then we went around in a bunch of things, and we were like collecting up the pieces and parts to find the eye of the first field tiller. And we're back in there, and we got to destroy the upside down, you know, Antichrist statue, you know, of the you know, the way I described it. You know, it's just like, you know, these are the Archons. It's the upside down Archon. I mean, so I'm just, and then Sister shows up because I'm playing the brother. So, and it's just like, oh, cool. And my big worry was, did I like jump forward accidentally? Did I accidentally activate a world quest that was universal and far ahead? Am I far ahead on this or anything? Because nothing else seems to come about from this meeting. So, well, I guess I'll figure it out.
Let's not forget, Skirk is finally here, you guys. Yup. I cannot wait to see how all these stories unfold.
Her first appearance left quite the impression, didn't it? So mysterious.
I missed it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that interaction left us all with far more questions than answers.
Yeah, I mean, she did give us a few clues about herself, though. Remember? In the Primordial Sea at the end of the Fontaine Archon quest?
Right. Something about the remains of a descender, the foul, the visionary. I feel like I still don't know what any of it means, though.
I mean, that's fair. So far, all we know about her past is that she trained under the foul Certology.
So, Certology isn't just some ordinary mentor.
Oh, definitely not. Dainsliff revealed that Certology is one of the 5 sinners of Conria, and...
Oh, okay, we're back to Conria again. All right. Interesting. Yes, I'm getting a bunch of spoilers. And instead of me sitting there going, oh, this is ruining the story for me, this is me going, damn it, I've got to play more. But I got to chill out because, you know, a lot of people I talk to play Genshin Impact. They blasted their way through to get, you know, to as far as the new stuff is, and they're like, well, what are you guys doing now? Oh, well, you know, just, you know, doing some other things, you know, kind of caught up. So, you know, I don't want that. I don't want to like, okay, I've blasted through this, because once I kind of get to a point in a game where I've all caught up and I'm having to wait, the grinding turns me off. The grinding turns me off from the game, and I just don't, you know, and then when something new comes out and I got to come back, I'm completely out of the rhythm and the drive for a game. And it's just like, I can't really catch up. And I'm trying to think of what game I did that with last. But I remember it came back and there was just a whole bunch of updates and everything, and I was like, what, where, how, who, when? And like all my stats were reset because so many things had changed and everything, and I was just like, I don't know, you know, so I don't understand. So, you know, and so I don't want that to happen. If I'm, you know, I'm putting in a lot of, you know, focus on the Genshin Impact, so I'd like it to kind of continue smoothly, which is why a lot of people pop on and say, hey, you know, let me join and help you and everything, because they want to help me progress along and get to this awesome point that we're reaching in the game. But I know what happens to me when I hit games like that and I run into that dead end. I kind of like pack it up, I put it to the side, and I don't look back at it for a long time, and then when I do, I'm kind of like, what's going on? What did I miss? And it's almost like starting the whole game over. But in that kind of, I have to redo all this stuff, even though I'm not starting from the very beginning. So let's continue on with talking about these the five sinners of Kalari.
Someone who possesses all-encompassing power. Imagine training under someone like that. No walk in the park, let me tell you.
Well, maybe that explains how aloof and indifferent Skirk seems to be. Seriously, though, her demeanor is stone cold in a way that's almost otherworldly or something.
Yeah, it's kind of cold as ice, right? Right? But I mean, you know, the important thing is, this time we should be able to get some answers. Right?
Oh, I hope so. Yes, please. I am dying to learn more about her past.
Okay, then be sure to check out her story quest where the Traveler and Skirk's paths will cross once again.
That is my greatest disappointment of going so slow, as I can't get any of the story quests to open up and activate. I've only done Jean's story quest, and that's it. That's the only one. And then I've got like 5 hangout quests, which I haven't done yet. I should take a couple of days and go in and kind of push my way through the hangout quests. Just hang out. You know, maybe that'll be a day. Maybe that'll be a thing. It'll be you know, hangout quest time.
Travelers will have the chance to uncover new clues about her past and the world of Teyvat as a whole, so don't miss out.
Okay. All right. So time travel. Female character. Child. A traveler child. One of them too. Maybe. Could be. Possibly. We'll find out. Probably not.
Ah, so Liyue is where we run into Skirk this time. Wow. It's kind of weird seeing her out and about like this, isn't it? In such a normal location.
Right?
Wait, hold on a second. Is Skirk playing an instrument?
Oh?
I mean, in my mind, she's like this.
Oh, I like the boots. I like the universal boots. You move and it's not a flat pattern. I like that. Let's drop back 5 seconds here. Okay, let's do that again.
Is Skirk playing an instrument?
Okay.
Oh?
I mean, in my mind, she's like this, you know, ice queen, but here she actually looks emotional.
Yeah.
Well, she could be playing emo music. She could be totally like just draining the life of everyone by playing some just really depressive emo music, you know? So my only question is when she's normally out there and play, are her boots still going to be like that? Or is it just going to be in cinematic cuts that her boots are going to look like that? So I can't help it. I like the little details, but it's kind of cool. I like it.
I mean, there's almost a sadness there.
Oh, yeah. It seems like that instrument means a lot to her.
Oh, you don't even know. It sure does. As for why she chooses to play it alone in a place like this, well, that's something travelers can uncover for themselves. What I can reveal is, after encountering a mysterious power in this quest, the traveler starts having strange nightmares, and it seems like Skirk is the only one who can help.
Woo! Nightmares! Strange nightmares. Well, are nightmares ever not strange? But yeah, woo! Nightmares! All right. Nothing like mental trauma and battle to harden our anime protagonist. Hello, Pat. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. I am NoC. We are doing a reaction stream to the 5.7 special program for Genshin Impact. So I'm about 7.5 minutes into the video. So do enjoy. Let's see. Yes. What do you want to tell us, Pat? Yeah, I got to go on with the video because I want to try and get this wrapped up before I have to go to bed. It's only 42 minutes, but in reaction video time, that's like 2 hours.
Which means the only way to resolve the situation...
Okay, complete anime bad guy sword. Look at that. Does even confirm to the laws of reality. is complete. Shad of Shadversity would have a complete snit over how it's designed and what its functionality is. So yeah, completely badass anime sword. We're good. We're good.
Is for the two to work together.
Okay, Slay. So we're teaming up with Skirk, huh? Okay, but like, am I the only one who's a little intimidated?
What? Intimidated by Skirk?
Just a little.
She's only a mysterious sword master with insane fighting skills and an unbreakable stone-cold exterior. Seriously though, with their ability to wield various elements and their abyssal purification powers, I think the Traveler can hold their own.
Yeah, it'll be fine. No problem.
Well, I do have the... You're talking about the chat that's going on here during the video? Because that's what I got playing. So... Abyssal power... Abyssal... Okay, now what was she saying? Because I was kind of paying attention to what Pat was saying over there. Okay. Hey, Pat, thanks for stopping in. You can hang out, chill. I don't mind. Yeah. Let's go back. Let's go back. Okay. Intimidated by Skirk, she's only a mysterious sword master with insane fighting skills. All right.
Fighting skills and an unbreakable stone-cold exterior.
Okay.
Seriously though, with their ability to wield various elements and their abyssal purification powers, I think the Traveler can hold their own.
Okay, we're talking about the Traveler. Okay.
Yeah, it'll be
All
fine.
right.
No problem.
I had to catch up on that.
Yeah. Okay, well, you know, now I'm curious how she got that strong.
I think it was already mentioned, training under an omnipotent being, I think was the summation of that. But hey, you know, let's see what the comments say.
I mean, okay, she reined in her master's pet, the all-devouring narwhal.
Narwhal! Oh, narwhals are supposed to be nice. You know, narwhals. You know, now they're turned into a force of evil. An evil narwhal. I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait to see it.
Like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've only seen a fraction of what she can do.
True, and just like the truth about her past, that's a question Travelers will need to answer for themselves in game, so get ready to play. But considering Skirk and the Traveler will need to fight side by side, let's take a closer look at what she can do in combat.
Hero and anti-hero fighting side by side. Such classic. Such absolute classic. Both in comics and in anime. The question is will she end up becoming a pure good guy? Will she end up becoming a bad guy? Or will she become a fatality? A fatality of hero friendship. Where she must perish so that way the hero can survive on and continue with his or her long-range agenda. But yes, let's see how much butt she can kick. Nice cinematic.
Annihilate.
So it looks like she's dealing with some ice. Oh, cool.
As Child's master and someone capable of training in the Abyss, Skirk's combat skills are truly something special.
Did Child go over to the Abyss side? Did they go to the Abyss side? Did Child have a tantrum and go to the Abyss? Or is that all part of the delusions that they have? Well, I can't wait to find out. But, you know, missing a big chunk here, these are all the questions that I have. It's like, child. I've already heard about how everyone, just completely beats on Child. So.
First, it's worth pointing out, Skirk doesn't use a vision. Her powers come from the abyss, but in the interest of blending in, she camouflages it to appear cryo-like in nature. And in addition, Skirk's attacks do not rely on elemental energy. She uses a special kind of energy known as serpent subtlety instead. And when you tap her elemental skill, Skirk gains a certain amount of energy and enters a special combat state, signaled by her change in outfit, which is very cute, might I add. While in this state, Skirk's normal, charged, and plunging attacks deal cryo damage that can't be overridden. This state also increases her resistance to interruption and attack AoE. And when cryo-related reactions are triggered, multiple void rifts will appear on the field.
Wait, how did she get that? How did she have that? Why did she have the serving dish of freezy goodness? Am I missing something here?
Also increases her resistance to interruption and attack AoE. And when cryo-related reactions...
Yeah, she has the floaty freezy dish of special goodness. Tasty goodness, special tasty goodness. Why does she have the special tasty goodness floating cryo dish?
...are triggered, multiple void rifts will appear on the field. Skirk can use her charged attack or her special elemental burst to absorb the void rifts. And after unleashing a special elemental burst, her normal attack's damage will be increased based on the number of rifts absorbed.
Aw, heck yeah. So it's kind of like the more she fights, the stronger she gets.
Yeah, pretty much. Plus, holding her elemental skill is another option.
Why do they make these things so complicated? I mean, she's already got badassery. Now that she's got more. It's like trying to make this all work. I'm just a poor NoC. I'm just a poor NoC. How am I supposed to master all these commands? They're all made for young people. Why don't they have just the old, you know? Why can't we just have a BFG power? It's just like, okay, all right, time for you to go and fight. All right, give me the BFG power. You know, but no. Okay, still it's cool. It is cool.
When there are void rifts on the field, holding her elemental skill will allow Skirk to absorb them and gives her the ability to quickly maneuver around the battlefield. Once she has enough energy, she can unleash her elemental burst to deal consecutive slashes of AoE damage.
I see. So she's a unit you can keep on the field for a long time, or take out when you need a sudden burst of damage.
Pairing her with Hydro and Cryo characters also further enhances her abilities. And if your team is...
Okay, that explains that. So they're using her with a combination and the floaty special dish of cryo goodness, tasty, got brought up, and then she took it over. Okay, that makes more sense. I understand now. I've gotten the clue. I have a clue. Thank you.
Comprised entirely of Hydro and Cryo characters, your party member's elemental skill level will be increased by 1.
Whoa, so she like enhances her party members' skills too. Once a mentor, always a mentor, I guess.
Oh yeah.
It sounds like Tartaglia had a great teacher.
Oh, he sure did.
And I love the look of her camouflaged abyssal powers.
Right.
The special effects are incredible.
Right. And when she enters her special combat state, her outfit changes too. Okay, slay. It looks a lot more suited for battle, don't you think?
Oh, yeah. So it seems like travelers can approach combat in 2 ways then. You can use her special combat state to dish out damage with cryo-infused attacks and heighten this damage by absorbing void rifts with her special elemental burst.
Okay.
Or, after other Hydro and Cryo party members have generated void rifts, you can take to the field to quickly absorb them and build up energy to unleash powerful slashes with her normal elemental burst.
So... Old man needs a back. After that, other Hydro can have generated void rifts. Okay. So if she's in the party, they generate void rifts too?
Yes.
Yeah, both seem really, really useful. And since Cryo and Hydro characters enhance Skirk's skills, there are tons of team comp possibilities here.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, hey, speaking of, what about Dahlia? He's a Hydro character, right? Sounds like he could be a good fit for Skirk.
Oh, I think you're onto something here. We got to know him a bit during the Mondstadt interlude. He's so refined, but also kind of mischievous at the same time. One thing we haven't seen, though, is what he can do in combat.
I agree. We haven't seen that. It's always like, it's like, yes, I'm coming into this area with you. No, wait, I'm going to combat. Where are you at? Normally I get you as a fifth person. Why aren't you here? Where'd you go? Or, there are enemies in the area. Well, you go take care of all that over here, and I'll be doing something else over there. Yes, no, he
Want to give us the scoop, Aileen?
You got it. You are in.
Oh, wait a
for
minute, is this
treat.
Dahlia?
Let's
Okay.
go.
So many D names. Okay, that's Dahlia. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of Danslif. Sorry, I'm thinking of Danslif. Who did that all the time, too. You know, it's just like every time you go into battle, he would just vanish. He's like, I'm not here. You fight it out yourself. I'm not here.
This should be fun! Hey! Thus saith the Animal Archon!
Okay, if you're the herald of the Animo Archon, why aren't you Animo based? Why are you water based?
Okay, so Dahlia is a Hydro Sword user and support character who can use his Elemental Burst to provide a Hydro Shield for his teammates.
Oh, it's like the shield appears in response to his prayer.
Yes, and for a certain period of time, after unleashing his Elemental Burst, Dahlia can gain stacks of Benison by hitting enemies with normal attacks or triggering freeze reactions. So when his shield breaks, Dahlia can consume his stacks of Benison to summon it again.
Stacks of Benison? Is this a new thing that I'm not up to yet? Is this... Okay, well, I'd like to see it on the screen so that way I can know what they're talking about.
Allowing him to continuously protect his party members and to increase their resistance to interruption.
Heck yeah.
And after unlocking a specific talent, Dahlia can also boost the attack speed of the on-field character, allowing them dish out damage even faster.
Oh, nice. So he can help us attack without interruption and increase our attack speed? Sounds like a huge help.
And with his elemental skill, Dahlia summons Sacramental Shower and places it in a designated location. His summon has different effects depending on who comes into contact with it. So, for example, if it's an enemy, Sacramental Shower will explode, dealing AoE hydro damage to surrounding enemies. But if a nearby party member comes into contact with it, Sacramental Shower will propel them high into the air, allowing them to evade enemy attacks while gaining an aerial advantage.
I guess I really need to catch up and figure out where this character comes in because it's just weird. I mean, oh good, I do have something to drink. It's weird, just the terminology. I guess maybe I've got this thing about finding. I mean, there's not really a lot of. If you look at our world, there's not a lot of large organized religions that have an impact, such a visual impact into the world as a reference for a religion. So you find a lot of Christianic motifs and terminology. Saint is one of them. You know, so things like that. So it's I guess that's always a thing of mine. It's just like, why are you using this term? Do you know what this term means? Do you understand how one becomes that? You know, like with the saint, you know. So, and it's just, It gets, so it always kind of gets me like, how does that fit? How does that actually fit well into the world, into the motif? Yes, the whole Mondstadt thing did have a very Catholic cathedral look to it. I mean, that was like kind of the weird thing, but I'm not. I guess it was supposed to be Europe. Smeezy kind of like pointed out to me when I first started playing that each of the domains kind of has a different kind of like flavor based off of part of our natural world. So, but it's not France because Fontaine is France. It's Paris. So England, but England is Protestant. So I don't know. See, that's the whole thing. It's just, they're not really supposed to be it, but it's where they draw the inspiration from. So I guess part of me, part of the way I look at games, look at settings and stuff, I look at the inspiration, both the inspiration for something and how it ties in, into a world, and that sort of thing. So those are things that catch my attention. Once again, just like in the Natland, I was very caught on by the terrain, the colors, the artwork, things like that. So for this, there's lots of tactical going on in here, but I'm drawn on, and attracted by the storytelling, the writing, the character development, the way things are being woven in, because the Abyss is very much the Abyss. That seems part, more part of the world and the cosmology, because it's so much away from ours than this guy so far. So, but we'll see, because like I said, I'm just looking at this. So, I mean, the attack is interesting. I find it interesting. Water for someone who's the herald of the air archon. And there we go again. Did the archons get their powers back? Because if the archons don't have their powers back, how can they be powering anything? That's the part I don't get. I'm going through the game right now, kind of starting to make comments about that. It's just like, well, Rex Lapis has given up his archon power. How are we getting anything from his shrine? His tower, his statue. I mean, we're putting all that stuff in there, but is it coming from Rex? Or are we just powering up the statue as like a battery? I mean, after all it does is it heals us. So that's always good, but it gives us stamina. So I guess maybe we're charging up a battery and we're just getting a little bit of it siphoned off. So I don't know. So that's kind of that's always kind of a weird point for me. So I mean, I'm not scuffing it too much. I'll run to them and get my healing and enjoy my extra stamina. But it's just like, is it a flaw in the game, or is it something that I'm missing and I don't know yet? So
okay,
Let's go.
so he's like really reliable in combat, even though he seems kind of mischievous the rest of the time.
No, really.
Yes, he definitely does. He has his little mischievous thing going on. I still remember all his teasing towards Venti during the Mondstadt interlude.
Oh.
But at the same time, he's also supposed to be the one who communicates with the will of Barbados, right? I'm not sure what to make of their dynamic.
Well, I guess first and foremost, he's Venti's friend, right?
Cute.
But even though he likes to tease, he's serious about his position as the herald of Barbados. Oh, one more thing about his abilities. When Dahlia is in your party, the movement speed of your party members is increased during the day.
Oh.
okay. Yeah, I like that. Just as long as movement speed is increased and stamina consumption is not.
All the better to spread the word of Barbados. Praise Barbados, right? It's that.
All right, isn't Venti Barbados? Is that a misunderstanding that I've been working with in the game so far? Because I thought, Venti is Barbados because he's got his Archon power taken from him by God, what's her name? It's on the tip of my brain. Anyhow, we all know who we're talking about. But yeah, so okay, let's go back. I mean,
is that how that works? Well, anyway, it's obvious he really cares about the people.
Let's see. Let hymns of praise cast the winds as my ode. deacon of the Church of Favonius and the Animo Archon's representative in the church. Okay. I wonder if any character that you have in your team can ever turn like evil. I mean, I made the joke about that for Jean. Jean is possessed and is actually going to become the destroyer of the world. I mean, because that's the way it goes. It's always everyone really likes the person who who's dedicated and honest and humbled and everything, and they end up getting consumed by the evil force and become the avatar of destruction. So yeah.
Of Mondstadt.
Yeah.
Exactly, he definitely does. Besides, his mischievous nature keeps things a little bit interesting, don't you think? It's one of my favorite things about him.
Aww. Well, now that we've introduced our 2 new characters for version 5.7, we should probably let travelers know when they can add them to their parties.
Can do. Let's jump right into the event wishes. In the first half of version 5.7, we'll have event wishes for Skirk and Shenhe.
Dahlia will also enjoy a drop rate boost on the first half banners.
Ooh.
Plus, the new 5-star sword, Azure Light, will be featured on the weapon banner.
Yes! And in the second half of version 5.7, we'll have returning event wishes for Malwika and Emily.
Yippee! Pretty fire!
The evilness of it all. The evilness of it all. It's just like, yes. Buy up your primogens. Time to gamble. I mean, everyone's here. It's just like, yeah, what we got here? 5? Yeah, 5 different characters, which I'm sure everyone wants. Oh, I gotta, 1, 2, the new weapon, 3, and these 2, 5. Oh, wait, and him. But unfortunately, he hops up there. 6 different things people will probably want to vote on. Unless everyone has Mavuka. All right. And Emily, I don't know Emily yet, but she looks like someone from Fontaine. I could use an Emily. She's a Dendro. I don't have a Dendro yet.
Alright, that's it for the event wishes. Let's talk about the story content travelers can look forward to in the new version.
Ooh, okay. This is the big one.
Yeah.
Okay, let's set the scene. During their travels, the traveler comes across evidence that seems to suggest their sibling was in Natlan.
Oh, wait up. I see Dainsleif. As we all know, that means things are about to get complicated.
Yep. Dainsleif will be there to help us again, but not really help us. He'll be kind of like, okay, I figured out what Dainsleif is. He's a John Constantine. And I'm talking old John Constantine from the Swamp Thing series, where John shows up and kind of directs Swamp Thing to where he needs to go and stuff, but doesn't get himself directly involved unless he absolutely have to. Of course, during the Swamp Thing finally tells Constantine to take a hike. He doesn't want to hear any of these missions. He's going someplace specific, and he's going to go off there, and Constantine's like, okay, and he like drops his piece of paper where he's going to send Swamp Thing, and well, that just happens to be where Swamp Thing decided he was going to go. So that was like kind of the origin of John Constantine before he got his Hellblazer comic going. But that's what he kind of reminds me of. But he's not a smarmy bastard. Not like Constantine is. Have no doubt. Constantine is a smarmy bastard. Never, ever forget that. No matter how Keanu Reeves plays him. So, but yeah. Okay, Dainsleif's back.
Oh, very true.
Oh, I love Dainsleif. From this image, it looks like the sky has been slashed in two, and there's some kind of rift that connects to the abyss. And the traveler and their sibling are in different spaces, but they can still sense each other's presence.
Yes, I feel like the tension is palpable.
Yeah, and that makes sense. I mean, there was definitely some tension when we saw our sibling during the bedtime story quest.
I haven't gotten to the bedtime story quest yet. Someday I will.
Oh, yeah.
Although, we don't know what our sibling has been up to since then. Kari Bear did tell us that the Loom of Fate has been completed. Of course, we still don't know how powerful it is, or what's needed to activate it.
Well, call me crazy, but I feel like we're gonna find out soon.
Maybe.
Maybe. Could be. Possibly. Now, is the Loom of Fate where they're building the mecha robo body for the water god, or is that something else? There's something else I forgot. You know, more catching up. More catching up. You know, gotta find, you know. Are they going to be launching Mecha Shiva? You know. Or is that, did that one fail and we're on to something else now?
It seems like all parties are converging in one place, Natlan. So maybe that's where we can get some answers.
And I know one thing travelers will encounter in Natlan.
Food?
A young woman dressed in peculiar clothing, hiding out in a cave.
Peculiar clothing hiding out in a cave. All right. I'm not having played Natlan yet, but yeah, not very garish, not very bright. So I think that probably makes it peculiar for Natlan. All right. Well, let's keep going. We're 17 minutes into 42, so we got another 25 of this to go.
It's not just her clothing that's special, though. Look at her eyes.
Oh, diamond eyes. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. That always means something. Don't know what it means for Genshin Impact, but maybe she sees the stars. Maybe she has laser vision.
Wait, is she...
The plot, it thickens.
Yeah.
Well, if the Abyss Order is out in full force in Natlan, it must mean there's been a new development in our siblings' grand plan.
Yup, and the Pyro Archon and our other friends from Natlan are on high alert. But the people of Natlan want a war against the Abyss itself. There's no universe where the Abyss Order gets to run wild in Natlan unchecked.
Well, if an altercation with the Abyss Order is in the cards, I know who's gonna be on the front lines. Twilight Sword himself, of course!
Hey, the spoilers just keep on coming. It's both spoilers and base. Like, come on, get to Natlan. Get into that. Because, like, the Natland map exploration bonus thing is about to wrap up, or it has wrapped up by now, and that's like 500 Primogen. Didn't get to that, but that's my fault for not being that far, for being so far back and taking my time. The early bird gets the Primogen, the late bird gets the spoilers. So yeah, much more. This is definitely stepping into a television series, or something very late into it, and just, everyone's like, hey, do you remember what happened back on chapter 27? What chapter are we on now? We're on chapter 53. I was like, oh, what chapter are you on? I'm on chapter 17. Oh, it's going to be so great when you get to chapter 19, 20, and 27. Don't forget chapter 35, and then the subway and the spinoff chapter 35.7, 30.9, and chapter Omega 1. It's going to be so great. You're going to love it. I would spoil for you, but nope. Just hurry up and get there, but enjoy the game at the same time.
I mean, I can see it now. Dainsleif going all one-man army and rushing straight into action.
We actually will get to see it this time, because our old friend Dainsleif is going to help us defeat their ranks in a manner we've never seen before.
Okay. This is not a drill, everyone. We finally get to see him in action.
Let's go!
Really? Okay, I was right. Okay, Dainsleif is a guy who's never gotten into action. Okay, it wasn't just me.
As the Traveler and Dainsleif venture deep into Abyss Order territory, we'll get to see his special abilities firsthand.
Yippee! Sounds like there's going to be a lot of obstacles between us and finding out the deal with our sibling. But we've faced the Abyss Order before. We can do this. I have no doubt Travelers will come out on top.
Well, let's hope so.
I guess, but the other question is, can we stop whatever our sibling is planning? What are their true goals? What does their plan mean for Teyvat? This quest might hold some very important answers.
Damn it. They're baiting me to try and rush through the game more. I mean, it's very good. I'm excited. I'm excited. I want to see what's going to happen. I want to know what's going to go on. You know, they've got me hooked. This is great. So I want to see it. I want to do it. I want to play it. Damn it. Damn it. I don't want to rush it. Don't want to rush it. I want to explore. I want to see everything. I mean, it just seems kind of like I spent all my time in Mondstadt, and I got a Mondstadt map almost 100% filled in, except for Trauma Spine, because that's Trauma Spine, of course. But no, I don't. But I'm already looking at Leeway, and Leeway is very hard to explore.
I'm so excited. I feel like this could be the start of a whole new phase in the quest to find our sibling.
Yes! It seems like it's not as simple as just finding them anymore. There's a
We must
lot
find
more
them
at
and stop
stake.
them.
Oh, for sure. So this is definitely one to look forward to.
Stop with the baiting.
All right. I think this is a good place to stop and take our first break.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
hey.
need a sec to digest all that information.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, sounds good.
20 minutes in.
Take a look at the second redemption code, travelers. We'll see you on the other side.
See ya!
Second redemption code. Second redemption code is your space time. Capital Y-O-U-R, capital S-P-A-C-E, capital T-I-M-E. Thank you very much. Do. This one is good until the 9th as well. And the 6th is already wrapped up. It is now the 7th. Yes, it is now the 7th. So, like I said, after I do... I'm going to have to rush so much. Because it's after midnight. 2 a.m. is where the game rolls over, and I have yet to do all my dailies and everything. Because I decided I wanted to cook. I think this music's different. This doesn't have that lounge music feel to it. This is definitely something a little bit more melancholy. I don't know. I don't really take her as like ripping the sky open. I think it's kind of a, oh, what's the term? Oh, wait, we're moving on.
All right, welcome back, travelers. Now
Welcome.
that we've introduced the new characters and quests, it's time to jump into the version 5.7 events.
Let's go!
Events! Woo!
First up
All
on
right.
the docket is an event that takes us back to Sumeru, where the
Sumeru, that's
Academia has
it.
developed a simulated adventure game.
Ooh.
Travelers will need to select various companion pieces to form teams and enhance their skills as they face off against various opponents in a board game style environment.
Yeah, and it's kind of like a choose your own adventure. You can go the rainforest route or the desert route. Each path has its own story and level of difficulty. And at the end of each adventure, travelers will face formidable opponents that require a certain level of strength to defeat.
Oh, so how do we make sure we're ready?
Well, travelers can enhance the strength of their pieces in several ways. Besides
Why does this look like a trading card game? Is this Genius Invocation the next stage?
enhancing the pieces themselves, travelers might notice that the pieces are divided into species. Go to battle with a lot of pieces of the same species, and you can trigger unique species features. The higher the feature level, the stronger your pieces become.
Yeah. I'm thinking an all-Saurian team could be cool. Oh, and it looks like you can also assign equipment to your pieces to make them stronger.
Yeah, that's right. And random events and encounters will occur during the adventure, which travelers can resolve to earn helpful rewards, like extra adventure coins, which travelers can use in the shop to purchase pieces to improve their lineup. Travelers can also open chests to get all kinds of useful equipment. Plus, defeating formidable opponents along the route will allow you to unlock secret techniques that can help increase the strength of your entire team.
It's a game within a game. Hoi! Where do they find the time to do all this? Oh my God. There it is. I talked about it and it's there. The card game is there. TCG, the card game. Anyone who's willing to pay the entrance fee can take part, and it appears there's prize money for reaching the final. How about it? Why not give it a try? Oh God, I have avoided the card game. I mean, I did the minimum I had to do to get through the quest, but I have not touched the card game. Jack has warned me against the card game. You know, and I've kind of have a pact with Jack, you know, not to play the card game. The Get CG. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Ooh. Of course, certain encounters can also derail your plans.
Oh, yeah.
So there are also situations.
Scholar on the run. After you and your adventure companions defeat the monsters that were chasing him, the scholar offers you his thanks. I came out here looking for inspiration and almost got inspired to death. I'm sure you're aware of that. Oh no. The scholar was killed by the scroll lock. He ran out of textual space.
Where it all comes down to luck.
Yeah, so I think travelers will have a lot of fun dealing with the unexpected in this event.
It's a real test of tactical thinking. Plus, there's more to this event than just the battle stages. Travelers can also participate in research stages that involve guiding Paimon to harvest fruit. Complete these stages to increase your speculation level and unlock additional buffs for your team.
So we actually get to put Paimon to work.
Finally.
Yup, and of course, completing this event will reward travelers with all sorts of goodies, including Primo Gems and the chance to invite Sethos to their parties.
Oh.
Well, at least they're coming up with a way to keep us busy in between the chapters. But the trouble is this is like a busy thing that happens while we want to advance a chapter. So I don't know. Maybe they're thinking everyone will burn their way through the chapter real quick and then want some other stuff to do, and we can distract them with this.
Nice.
All right. In this next event, an old friend and genius inventor from Fontaine is back and better than ever with a new and improved turret.
Let me guess, he needs us to clear out monsters in an abandoned ruin again?
Yeah, that's right. But this time, travelers will face more formidable enemies than just slimes.
Whoa, that Somatril can give shields to its allies.
Oh.
Yeah, but don't worry. With this new and improved turret, we can use several new kinds of cannonballs to help clear out our opponents.
I like explosive shots.
For example, grape shots split into smaller bullets when fired are good for taking out multiple enemies at once. And directed piercing shots can be used to take down shields or target enemies hiding in the corner.
Sounds like the type of event where you can really just let loose and relieve some stress.
Oh, definitely. But strategic ammunition choices will help you clear out the battlefield.
I foresee great frustration
so far,
in this.
We've introduced events you have to tackle solo, but this next event gives travelers the chance to work as a team. In reminiscent Regimen Frenzy, travelers will get to team up with other players to tackle challenges made up of 3 stages, each with unique objectives.
Ooh, it'll be cool seeing what characters everyone chooses. Could make for some interesting team comps.
Well, there's a theme associated with each challenge, so your best bet is to choose a character whose skills are suited to the objective. But of course, every character has their strengths. Each stage also has smaller objectives that require teams to work together and combine their skills. Completing these submissions can...
Sorry, just looking at the battlefield here. So normally when you co-op, the party gets divided up into the players. So when me and Smeezy co-op, we each have 2 characters, and then if it's another person co-ops, then I think it's 3 players and one NPC, and then if there's 4 into the co-op, it's all just 4 players, each one on their team. So when you team up with someone, I wonder how the teams are being put together, if they're if it's going to be like co-op teaming up, or you'll actually be like, you know, let's say you're teamed up with another person, there'll be like 8 characters on the battlefield, or 8 possible characters on the battlefield. So I'm looking over here, I'm seeing Traveler, Skirk. So now, is that one player's team or 2 players team, or is that 4 players right there? You know, I mean, 3 players and a Skirk.
grant buffs to your own entire team.
Nice.
And in addition, at the beginning of each challenge, your team will be assigned random regiments to complete. Once you make it through the final stage, your team will receive additional frenzy stars based on your regimen completion status.
Yep, and remember, regiments benefit the entire team. It doesn't matter who completes them.
Okay, so, not saying I need to do this or anything, but in theory, you could kind of coast to the finish line if you needed to.
Yeah. You could.
Okay.
In theory. But I think all travelers have something to contribute.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's about how you work together. That's the joy of co-op.
I feel like
Okay, so it is more co-op. It's co-op build. Okay, so it's going to be more like the co-op. Okay, I mean, that's fine. That's fine. The only time I've co-oped is I was like very, very low and they were very, very high, and Barrett stole all the healing power from the statue and left me wounded and dead. She did it by accident, though. It was quite humorous. It's just like, Ferret, there's the Ferret, what happened to my statue? There's no healing left in it. And she's like, oh no, I walked too close and I healed up with it. Like, Ferret, how am I supposed to heal? Oh, still great. I mean, it's moments like that you know that keep me going on in the game. Wow, it's amazing. I think this is the first time I've seen everyone. No one's online right now. Oh well. So let's go back. Let's go back to this. So I mean, when I need to heal, when Smeezy's on, Smeezy just brings up his healer character. It's like balm of healing or something. It's just like, yeah, look at that. All your characters are healed. They have so few hit points. You know, or well, he'll do it. He'll do it very nonchalantly. He'll be just like, "Oh, look, all your characters healed. I have no idea how that happened. We were just standing over here at the side." You know, those are the level 70 and level 80 characters to my like level 20 characters, level 25. So I have fun. I enjoy. I don't mind.
co-op is its own kind of motivation too. No one wants to let the team down.
For sure. And this time, teamwork is more important than ever. Because in this iteration of the event, dire difficulty is even more challenging.
Ooh, that means whether it comes to character selection or combat strategy, coordination is more important than ever.
Good luck, travelers. Should be a fun one.
That's always a thing. That's always a thing with the teams. Is in order to I think most of the people that are going to be in this are going to be people who've played a lot, and they're all going to have really high-end characters, 70s, 80s, 90s, and they're probably going to have high-end best characters. So it's hard, I think, it's going to be hard to find a team if you're Midland. If you're Midland or coming in, because everyone wants the higher team, or they want to mooch off the higher team. I remember that was a big thing in Ragnarok Online 2, when there was this thing that would generate these massively overpowered bosses, and sometimes some groups would go in and say, yeah, you can go ahead and leech off this, and other times they'd be like, nope, no leeches. You got to be able to fully participate and survive. And most of these bosses, they'd have this area effect attack, and it was massive area effect, and it'd kill 90% of the characters. It was just like boom. No matter how you were built, it was just like that's how much damage it was whipping out. And I remember one time one of the bosses was out and around in a territory, and I was using the transport system, and I flew into transport system is supposed to be just a very neutral travel from one. You get on a broom and you with one of the transport maids, and they transport you from one location to the other. And while we're flying across the land, we move into his hostile aggro, and he shoots and kills me while I'm on the brew. While I'm in this neutral transport, where nothing's supposed to happen. It's just like, boom, you've been killed. Like, what? Oh.
All right, now I'm very excited to announce a new permanent event called Stygian Onslaught.
Ooh.
In this event, travelers will be able to farm artifacts more freely and efficiently, as well as obtain artifact customization items for free.
For free?
For free.
A new permanent event. Okay, we need details now.
Yes,
Alright.
details.
Each update will feature a challenge that is split into 3 phases, each featuring unique mechanics with
Level
5
90.
difficulty levels to choose from.
90.
Participation in the event will reward travelers with primo gems, artifacts, and valuable items for targeted artifact enhancement.
Okay, so you
This is one of my failings. Every time there's a banner, there is the trial combat thing where you can go through. If you do well, you get through all 3 stages of it and you get rewards for it. I hardly ever do that. Because it breaks down to the limited time that I have to play. It's like, where do I want to focus? Do I want to focus on going off and doing stuff? Do I want to focus on taking care of my dailies? Do I want to focus on, pursuing through story quests and things like that? So it's just what is important for me to focus on, for fun and stuff like that too. Because some of it's just, the more grindy it is, the less I'm enticed to go and do it. I guess the thing is that grinding bores me after a short while, especially if I'm not making any headway and I'm trying different things. I'm just like, but okay. New grindy thing for things, Okay.
said we'll be able to farm artifacts more freely? What does that mean exactly?
It means the artifact drops aren't set in stone, and you can switch where they come from. For the first 10 days after the event begins, the leyline disturbance will be in outbreak state. During this period, travelers who clear any stage at level 3 difficulty or higher can expend any kind of resin to obtain artifacts from the leyline blossom at the end of the stage. And before the stage begins, travelers will get to choose which domain of blessing they want the artifact drops to come from.
Right, so travelers can also tackle the stages in co-op, right? So you can still farm with friends.
Yes, and you'll be rewarded with additional artifacts every time you consume a certain amount of resin.
Okay, so one thing you can't see, because I'm just a NoC and I don't have a face, is that I'm just kind of sitting here like absorbing all this information. My face is like half slacked out. My eyes are open. My ears are tuned in. It's just like information upload activated. Brain's going, but it's too much. Just like Johnny Mnemonic, man. It's just like, can you hold 10 gigabytes of memory? Yeah, I can do it. It's like, so, I mean, there's just so much.
Okay, the amount of hours I'm about to pour into this thing.
Yeah, I don't have hours to pour into
honestly.
these things, unfortunately.
Oh my god, you make it sound like you're in prison. Anyway, you also mentioned something about targeted artifact enhancement, Katiana. What's that about?
Yeah, right. So version 5.7 is introducing a new artifact-related item, Dust of Enlightenment.
Ooh. What is it?
The power of this artifact stems from stories, thus sacred or profane writings may reshape them. There is no good or evil inherent in stories. Songs and words may have the power to save as well as destroy, just as believed by the emissaries who once conveyed revelations to the holiest of sovereigns, governed the nations on earth. On earth? I thought we were on Tibet. And their glory yet eventually fell to the higher heavens. To this day, whether pure or impure, these feathers can still inscribe false revelation. That probably needs to be fixed. If they're talking about Tibet, Earth needs to be replaced with Tibet. So, if anyone is listening who actually that needs to be fixed. Or unless they are referring in reference, unless this is referencing in comparison to how things were done on Earth. So, but it doesn't seem, normally it doesn't seem that way. So, so.
Well, we all know what it's like to raise an artifact that has potential, only for it to turn out kind of less than ideal.
Yeah.
So this item is designed to help with that. So, Artifact 101, right? We all know every 4 levels, a random substat gets enhanced as you raise an artifact to level 20. But it doesn't always turn out the way you want.
Yeah.
So this item allows you to re-roll the substat enhancements of a level 20 artifact.
Yo, wait,
What?
really?
Yeah. Before each reroll, you get to specify the types of substats you want to prioritize. After the result is revealed, you can choose to either keep the original substat configuration or accept the new one.
Oh my god, it's like being able to resurrect an artifact from the grave. Like, we really needed this.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
really powerful,
I haven't
right?
gotten up to level 20
Starting
artifacts
in
yet, so
5.7,
okay.
travelers who participate in the new permanent event Stygian Onslaught will be able to obtain a total of 3 Dusts of Enlightenment per version for free. And the Gnostic Hymn and Gnostic Chorus rewards will feature 1 each.
Oh.
Plus, during version 5.7, travelers will be able to claim 2 Dusts of Enlightenment directly from their in-game mailbox after logging into Genshin Impact.
Yes.
Okay, let's just
Alright.
pause to take that in
This is under development and is not indicative of the final product.
for
okay.
a sec. Oh, but I do have a question. So, according to the devs, the rewards for clearing the level 5 difficulty in the new permanent event can only be obtained by completing it solo. But what if that level of difficulty is a bit much for some people?
Yeah, like me.
Yeah, well, don't worry, I'll hard carry you.
Whoa.
Well, I will come in, and the strongest travelers in Tevat will come in to help us out. Specifically, we're talking about travelers who have cleared an even higher level of difficulty. The characters used to complete those battles become exalted ones.
Oh.
Then,
Wait, what? Hold on. Okay.
when
Okay.
attempting a level 1 through 5 difficulty challenge, other travelers can receive extra buffs by including exalted ones in their lineup.
Oh, cool. So travelers can help each other even outside of co-op. I like that, and I need that.
Okay, I gotta back that up.
Wait. Hold on. You mentioned an even higher level of difficulty just now. I thought level 5 was the highest.
Yeah, well, clearing level 5 solo unlocks a secret level of difficulty. Level 6, dire difficulty.
Oh.
Okay, I gotta back it up. All right.
Solo. But what if that level of difficulty is a bit much for some people?
Yeah, like me.
Yeah, well, don't worry, I'll hard carry you.
Whoa.
Well, I will come in, and the strongest travelers in Tevat will come in to help us out. Specifically, we're talking about travelers who have cleared an even higher level of difficulty. The characters used to complete those battles become exalted ones.
Oh.
Then, when attempting a level 1 through 5 difficulty challenge, other travelers can receive extra buffs by including exalted ones in their lineup.
Oh.
All right. So level 5, you can't include other regular travelers, but if you've got any travelers who have beat level 5, gone into level 6, beat level 6, then you can include them in your level 5, I guess is what they're saying.
Cool. So travelers can help each other even outside of co-op. I like that, and I need that. Wait. Hold on. You mentioned an even higher level of difficulty just now. I thought level 5 was the highest.
Yeah, well, clearing level 5 solo unlocks a secret level of difficulty. Level 6, dire difficulty.
Oh, no.
Once you reach level 6, it's dire straits. There are no companions to turn to for comfort, no promise of primo gems to drive you forward.
What?
Just formidable enemies and an unrelenting desire to prove yourself.
Okay, that definitely sounds dire. So you're telling me travelers really don't get anything in return for accomplishing something like that?
Well, we'll just have to wait and see now, won't we?
What a cute.
Let us point out that this is under development and is not indicative of the final product. So they don't know yet themselves either.
Wait.
All right, that's it for Stygian Onslaught. Just a reminder, the outbreak period begins the second Wednesday after a version update, or 8 days into the new version. So don't forget to gather your friends and get farming when the time comes. All right, time to lock in. Travelers might also be excited to hear that the next installment of the Traveler's Tales is coming in version 5.7.
Okay, Slay. Last time was so much fun. We got to reunite with so many old friends and make a lot of great new memories.
Yeah.
Oh,
Why
I
don't we
missed
take
that.
a look at some of the encounters in store for us this time around?
Yes.
Whoa, hang on a sec. So Toma's back in Mondstadt, and he's drinking with Kaya at the Angel's Share?
Huh. I never thought about it before, but now that I see it, yeah, I feel like they totally make great drinking buddies. Oh, I love him.
Looks like he's got quite the posse around him.
Oh, it's so cute. I want to know what they're talking about.
Oh, and it looks like Dory's in Inazuma. Is she trying to sell something to Sayu?
Oh, of course.
Oh no, someone save Sayu. She's too innocent for Dory's schemes.
Honestly, though, a crafty merchant like Dory could show up anywhere, and I wouldn't be surprised. I bet we even run into her and not cry at some point.
Ooh, I wonder how many other friends will show up this time.
From what I've
I have
heard,
no
it's
idea.
quite a few.
Well,
so
well,
keep
well,
a lookout while
past me.
exploring the open world, travelers.
Ooh.
Being able to run into characters in the open world is such a nice addition. I wish it was part of every version.
Right? I know. It really makes the open world feel more alive and interactive.
Yeah, and luckily the devs feel the same way. The devs have said that making Traveler's Tales a permanent event is in the works, so travelers can look forward to that sometime in the future. Yippee!
Finally, Overflowing Abundance is returning at the end of version 5.7. Travelers can look forward to double the talent and weapon ascension material drops, so
Woo!
don't miss
All
out.
right. That's
In
cool.
addition, new Envisaged Echoes challenges will be added in version 5.7.
Don't know what that
for
is.
the Raiden Shogun in Shenhe.
Oh, Shenhe's Echo is so cool. I see sigils and pops of red in there. Okay, girl, very fitting.
And the Raiden Shoguns like petals floating in the wind. The purple matches so well.
So pretty.
Yep, so if you want to claim them, make sure your characters are ready. Travelers can also look forward to some Genius Invocation
no.
TCG updates, including
No.
new character and
Not
action
that.
cards. You can now add Malika and, Seatlali and Chaska to your decks.
Don't miss out, Genius Invocation fans. All right, that brings us to the system optimizations that travelers can look forward to in
Okay,
the new
cool.
version.
Mechanics.
First up is an improved resource management feature for mobile players.
Oh.
I'm not a
Simply
mobile
put,
player.
it's a practical update designed to reduce the package size of the mobile version.
Dude,
Very cool,
nice.
very
I feel like
cool.
our phones will thank us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I am not a phone user, but I used to be very much into computers and networking, and anything that reduces the load while upkeeping the quality is cool and good.
After the 5.7 update, travelers will receive a pop-up notification after opening Genshin Impact on mobile, asking them to choose from different resource plans.
Okay.
Under the basic plan, the system will retain the necessary resources for daily gameplay and optimize the resource usage for some Archon quests, story quests, and hangout events.
Okay.
Okay, so that means clearing out some old quest resources to save storage space, right?
Yes.
But what about players whose progress is a bit all over the place? How does that work?
Don't worry, the dev team has accounted for that. The system will provide different guidance and solutions based on account progress and quest status to ensure that travelers still have a smooth gaming experience. And when you need to start an Archon quest, story quest, or hangout event that isn't enabled, the system will download the required resources as needed.
Oh,
Okay.
Slay.
Yup. So
Yep.
travelers who haven't updated the mobile version in a long time might be able to free up quite a bit of storage space with this optimization.
I need that.
And it sounds like a great option for cross-platform players who maybe rely on mobile more for the small stuff.
Yeah, of course, if you don't have storage concerns, nothing has to change. You can
Cool.
just choose to keep
I
all
don't.
game resources instead. And this setting can be changed at any time in the Paimon menu, where you can choose for completed quest resources to be automatically cleared in future version updates, or for all game resources to be updated as normal.
Oh, okay.
This should also make it easier for people to try out Genshin Impact for the first time.
Yup. For further details, be sure to check out the developers' discussion as well as future announcements across Genshin Impact's official accounts.
Okay.
Okay.
And you will now be able to directly use Fragile Resin to claim rewards from Leyline Blossoms and common challenge domains, like artifact and talent material domains. This also applies to the artifact drops in the new permanent event we introduced earlier.
Yes.
Fragile resin is worth 60 original resin, so that means you get triple the drops.
Oh, okay.
Should save
Okay.
a few trips to the crafting bench, that's for sure.
Also, the Adventurer Handbook will now have guide entries for 40 resin bosses, which should be helpful if you run into a boss you're not quite sure how to crack.
And the icons will be displayed in the
I prefer YouTube. I prefer going to YouTube and saying, "How do you beat this?" And the YouTube people go, "Here, allow us to show you how to beat this."
Order the bosses were unlocked, which should make it more intuitive to navigate.
All right, let's move on to some optimizations for the Spiral Abyss. When moving to the next floor or restarting a challenge, you can now save your current party lineup or clear it with a single click.
Oh,
Okay.
easy.
All right,
And
easy.
you can claim your challenge rewards directly after completing floor 12. If you're not satisfied with your performance, you can also restart the challenge directly from the finalization screen.
Nice. Small things here and there really add up over time.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully these optimizations make for a better experience.
I'm not that far up into the abyss. I think I'm still I'm still like at the beginning of stage 4, level floor. But yeah, that does seem, I'm trying to remember how much it went. I always got myself really beaten up, so I always pulled out and like rested and recouped and then went on. So
Overall.
All right. Well, that was another long one, you guys, but
that does remind me that I had trouble like finding out when to collect my stuff.
it's not over yet. A mystery guest left a message for us, so let's check it out along with the third redemption code.
Third redemption code.
旅人の皆さん、こんにちは。
Sorry, I'm going to pause it. Write down the third code. Void star 0618. Okay. Small v, OID, capital V, OID, capital STAR 0618. What is going on June 18th?
鈴木愛理です。今回ゲーム原神の皆さんと一緒にお仕事をすることになりました。とても嬉しいです。ありがとうございます。私は、スカークというキャラクターのアニメショートテーマソングの、スターオデッセイという楽曲を歌わせていただいたんですが、この楽曲は全編英語で世界各国というか世界にこう届ける歌ということで、もうすべて英語の詩なので、私にとってはこの世界に入って初めての経験でとてもドキドキしたのですが、こう皆さんと一緒に気持ちを共有できたらいいなと思って今からとてもワクワクしています。スカークの歴史を聞いてすごく強いけど孤独と戦いながら今日まで生きてきた、そんな強くてかっこいい女性っていうのを頭に置きながら歌を歌いましたので、その気持ちが届くと嬉しいです。この楽曲はショートフィルムと同時公開されます。皆さんぜひ楽しみにしていてください。愛理でした。
Okay, cool.
OMG! An animated short for Skirk and a song! Let's go!
So exciting.
That's so exciting! Well, you guys, that brings us to the end of our announcements for this version.
Well, is that it?
That was a whirlwind.
We're almost there.
Oh, it certainly was. So, what are you all looking forward to the most? For me, I have to say, although it's a little biased, I am clearly excited for everybody to meet Dahlia.
Yes.
But I'm also really excited about the new permanent content like Stygian Onslaught. How about you guys?
It's kind of hard to pick just one. I mean, I'm excited for my girl Malwika in
course.
TCG, but I'm also really excited to see Navilet, my fave, in the Traveler's Tales.
Yes. Well, I'm really excited for, I might be a little biased as well, I'm really excited for Skirk.
Who?
Wow, really? I am also so excited for Dahlia, and we've been waiting so long for these characters, and also Daneslip. I'm so excited, and that animated short, oh my gosh, and also, of course, the lore girlies. We are eating so well this patch. I'm so excited for that Twins quest.
Yes, I feel like it's clear from the last few patches that the story has really been amping up lately, and this version seems to be no exception.
Yeah, right? I mean, pretty soon we'll be in our 5th year of adventuring, if you can believe it. It feels like it was just yesterday.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it feels like we're really getting to see how a lot of elements that seemed separate at first are starting to converge.
Mm-hmm. And after what we saw in the dev team's Nod Cry teaser, I'm even more excited to see how the story unfolds from here.
Right? And we hope travelers have fun doing the same.
Okay, so that's it for the Genshin Impact version 5.7 special program. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody.
Thank you for the update.
Travelers, and happy adventuring!
Can I get 5 big booms?
Boom, 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 boom! Oh, wait a second. It looks like another friend from afar is rushing over to share some interesting news.
This is under development and is not indicative of the final product.
Nodcry, an ever-changing landscape of ruin, a marvel corroded by time. In the forest, where the nights were once undisturbed save for a few rays of moonlight, the wild hunt's shadow grows. There are those who bear the name of Frostmoon, living where the silver light shines. Others carry the torch, fending off the darkness and cold with their blades. I hear that the snow and fae still yearn for the frosts of old, while the Fatui look to the stars above, trying in vain to seize the false firmament. Then there are the nights, draped in the west wind, nearing the end of a long and arduous mission.
Oh, no.
My friends, of course, shan't be outdone. They will no doubt bring a magical charm to this edge of the world. And just as the stone craves the sculptor's hand, so does fate await your gaze. Pour me another cup of tea, if you'd be so kind. The story is about to begin.
Cool. I vote for cool. All right. Wait, okay. 618. So there it is. Everything's starting around 618. Traveler's Tales through yesterday to today. So that's when things look like they're starting. 620. So we're looking at things starting at June 18th. Okay. Well, that was interesting. That was fun. I mean, it was a bit different from the Natland update. So it'll be interesting to see all this stuff and eventually try and catch up to any of it. And I'll probably run into some of it as, you know, the way I kind of bounce around and stuff. So thank you for anyone who stopped in. Thanks for Pat Bantug trying to get us to listen to the live chat, which I assumed he meant them talking, but Pat was not very forthcoming with what they meant, so we can only assume. If anyone else hung out and watched it with me, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. We're gonna close this one up. It's 12:53. We're gonna close this one up, and we're gonna pop right back into Genshin Impact, and I'm gonna try and burn through my dailies in an hour. So thank you very much. I'll be back in a couple of minutes. YouTube, we're saying good night, and we're saying ta-ta for now.